Wait.
Who?
I was about to say this. It's a good thing I looked him up. I could have sworn it was the same writer-director as Barbarian. But it's not. It must have been the same producer or something. There goes half of what I was going to say in the video.
Hey, you can still say it.
Well, that was a movie.
Hello and welcome back to First Thoughts. I'm Simon, this is Justin, and today we're going to be talking about Companion, which was written and directed by Drew Hancock. It was also produced by the same guy who produced Barbarian, Late Night with the Devil, a bunch of other stuff. Not that producing really means that much, but I went in thinking, I'd been tricked by the advertising to thinking it was the same writer-director as Barbarian, so I was looking for things to compare it, and I thought very similar, and then all of a sudden, nope, not the same guy. But yeah, anyway, so it's starring some faces that you've probably seen before but may not know the names of. It's starring Sophie Thatcher, Jack Quaid, Lucas Gage, Megan Surrey. It's also got small roles by Matt McCarthy, some other faces you may have seen around, Harvey, Gillen, stuff like that. We talked very briefly before the movie started about how much you knew about the movie. How much did you know about the movie? Because I feel like the first and second trailer had a massive disparity in how much they gave away. By the way, sorry, I should say this. We're late to this. Sorry, I was very sick on Thursday, so we couldn't go. That's why we're late this week. Sorry about that.
Blame him.
Anyway, so what did you know about this movie going into it? And I will base that on where I put the line for spoilers.
So I feel like maybe I saw the first trailer.
Right.
And I've definitely seen the poster.
Right.
That's about it.
Okay, so what did you think the plot was going in?
I did not know.
Okay, so the spoilers are everything. Good to know. Thanks, Justin.
No, I didn't. So like, if the trailer was shown in theater, I guess I saw it, but
Right.
I did not take any time to relearn about this movie at all. I just accepted the fact that this was what we were seeing tonight.
Yeah, no, so from what I knew from the first trailer, there was like some cool creepy imagery in there. They showed her hand on fire, and I was like, is this a dream sequence? What's going on? Because why would you be like that? You also obviously saw Jack Quaid was in it, and it's like, oh, they're in a loving relationship. Oh no, something sinister and creepy about this. It's not a horror movie though. It's listed on IMDb as a dark comedy.
Yeah, I saw that because I was looking up the genre, and I saw like thriller, psychological thriller, and then dark comedy, and that was kind of that was
and
interesting.
Sci-fi as well, which is not really sci-fi. It's a weird
I can get the
hodgepodge
tag,
of
I guess,
genres, but yeah.
Not the most sci-fi in the world.
Yeah, no, it's really not. It's just vaguely in the near future, but
Yeah.
not really a sci-fi. And it wasn't. I thought based on the first trailer that it was going to be a horror, and then I kind of found out last minute it's not. It's more of a thriller, psychological thriller kind of suspense film.
Feels to be a lot of horror films. Recently.
But literally, they're not even classifying it as horror, which is
Well, I'm glad they're not. But
yeah.
it feels like a lot of things are presented as they're going to be horror,
Yeah.
and then
they're not.
yeah.
But so like I said, I went in thinking Barbarian, and so I was looking for comparisons. And when we talked about Barbarian, we both agreed, as opposed to pretty much everybody else that saw it, we loved the first 15 minutes, kind of didn't like the rest of it. And so when this movie had a turning point about 15 minutes in, I was like, oh no, here we go. Am I going to like this? And then I did. And I really liked this movie for the vast majority of the runtime. There was one or two things that I made fun of here or there, like there was this wine opener that's not how they work, but okay.
That was a very interesting way to use that one. All right, visuals, even if it didn't make a lot of.
I liked the moment. I was like, nope, that's not how that works, but cool.
Yeah.
But after the first 15 minutes, because like when the movie started, I was like, oh, I think I know what's gonna happen, and I did. Up until the first 20 minutes, and what I thought was going to be a reveal much later in the movie was a reveal in the first 15-20 minutes.
Right.
And then from there I didn't really know where I was going to go, and at first I was kind of disappointed because I was like, what, like this should have been drawn out more, but then it's a reveal pretty quick, and then where are we going to go from here? And then I loved it. I really enjoyed this movie a lot. I thought it was fantastic.
No, I definitely thought it was pretty good too. It definitely didn't seem as much of a mystery as I guess maybe if I had paid attention more in the trailer, I might think it was.
Right. Well, that was my question too. Was I felt like in the secondary marketing, it told you right out, and it wasn't a mystery. But then it was presented at the beginning of the movie like it was a mystery, and I wasn't sure if it was supposed to be or not. So I was kind of confused by that element of it. But I don't know that it was supposed to be a mystery, but for some reason it kind of presented as one.
With how quickly it makes big reveals, it doesn't seem like it was intended to be, but like how much of that are you going to put in the trailer without just giving away big plot points?
But I think we'll still save that for spoilers anyway. Yeah. But I don't know how much of a spoiler it really is because it's revealed pretty quick. But I enjoyed it a lot. It still had like a lot of, it was reminiscent of Barbarian, as well as it reminded me also of Blink Twice and a couple of other of those movies where it's like, it's obviously about, you know, the exciting visuals, the violence, all that stuff, but it's also a social commentary that at times feels like it's a baseball bat hitting you over the head. But I will say it was not much, but it was more subtle than Barbarian, which is, once again, should have been comparing it the whole time. They have nothing to do with each other other than a producer. But I was like, oh, okay, so similar themes here. Yeah. We're going with the same kind of theme, but it's slightly more subtle. Not very, but slightly more subtle. All right, I think this is better written. I like this more. Irrelevant. I might as well have been comparing it to Star Wars. It has just about as much in common. So
listen, I would like to hear that.
Man, I can't believe. Can you believe George Lucas made this? Came out of retirement to make Companion. Crazy.
No, I enjoyed it. Again, not knowing anything of what was going in, I didn't really have much expectations for it.
Sometimes it's the best way to go in.
It's generally my general rule is when I'm guaranteed to watch something, I'll just ignore most things. Now, usually when you tell me a movie and I haven't heard of it, I'll at least look up a little bit. I think I did read like the basic like 3-line description of this, and I don't think it reveals much of anything.
Synopsis on IMDb. A billionaire's death sets off a chain of events for Iris and her friends during a weekend trip to his lakeside estate.
Yeah, so it says. I read that beforehand and saw the genres. Yeah. That is about it. And the events that unfolded from this, death were pretty interesting. Some of them were pretty hard to see coming at times. They communicated some hints about various people throughout the movie.
The dialogue was very heavy-handed for the first 15 minutes, revealing what was going to happen moving forward. There's a ton of smoking guns, too, which I thought was really interesting. So even some that I kind of didn't pay attention to, but like I said, that wine opener is shown multiple times.
Oh, yeah. I remember that initial...
This is important.
I remember that initial cork pop.
Yeah.
It's just like extra violent. I'm like, oh. Thing really flies out. My mom would like that.
I found the characters very interesting, the commentary as well. I enjoyed, like I said, it was a bit heavy-handed at times, but I didn't dislike it. A couple of lines make you chuckle, like the one line where he's like, the world is against people like me, and I was just like, that's funny.
Yeah, there was a lot of, oh, really, man? This is the commentary?
Yeah.
People like you? Oh.
Yeah.
This wasn't a hard scene to write, was it?
Yeah. It is. It's so funny to me because I'm like, I see the parallels with Barbarian. Like, it's a very similar plot. And I'm like, it's not the same writer-director?
No, this definitely, there is that one aspect of this movie that made some reveals a little slightly more shocking, but this is a movie we've seen. This is a style of movie we've seen before.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a style of movie that I think we're going to continue seeing, which is fine.
Yeah.
People, they slightly change it. They still do it well. Like you're saying, you like this more than Barbarians, and you feel they're pretty similar, even if they're not made by the same exact guy.
Well, same thing with Blink Twice, too. And I loved Blink Twice. I'm trying to decide if I like this more or less than Blink Twice, because I love Blink Twice. I forget what I gave it for a rating. It was pretty high, though. It was at least a 7.5, I think. And that's where I'm with this, is like, I could give this a 7.5 to an 8. I really enjoyed this a lot.
I gotta go 7 with this.
Okay. You didn't like it as much as me?
No. I didn't.
Why not, Justin? Tell the people why you didn't like it as much.
Like, I did enjoy the events and the characters, but I did find some of it to be predictable. Like,
or contrived.
Yeah. There's certain things that the fundamental aspects that I'm trying to dance around because it's spoilers of this movie that made them a little more interesting, made them a little more mysterious, a little more what are the limitations here.
Right.
But for the most part, the whole, social commentary aspect, the whole, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but woman in danger aspect here.
Her arm is on fire in the trailer, Justin. I think that's not a spoiler.
Oh, I remember the trailer that much.
No, that's fair. I almost feel like having like a light spoiler section before going into full spoilers, because I'm like, there's a pretty obvious thing we're dancing around right now.
Yeah.
If you don't know what that is and you don't want to know, click away now. We're going to talk about that. Well, we're not going to go full spoilers yet. We'll give you a warning before that as well. But so the thing we're dancing around, which I think was said in marketing, it wasn't said in the first trailer, which led to a massive like whiplash moment for me during the second trailer, which I didn't see fully. I think I either just caught a snippet or read a tweet or something, but the whole thing, Companion, is she's a companion robot. She's a sex bot, which they say so eloquently as a fuck bot at one point, which also kind of reminded me of the whole Her thing, which was interesting.
Was there another one of those two? Her and something else?
I'm sure. It's a pretty common concept, but I don't think it had been done in this style or this genre yet, and if it had, I'm not aware of it. But yeah, it was so weird because like the beginning of the movie, it's building up like it's a mystery, and they're putting little Easter eggs in the dialogue, like I don't like your kind, or this is what I feel like I was made to do, or lines like, oh, she doesn't like me, or I'm gonna embarrass you, or just so many things like oh, like, are you nervous? Remember, you can't lie to me. Like moments in the dialogue that I'm like, that's clear and obvious reference to this. And it's going to be this big reveal later in the movie. And then it's 20 minutes in that's revealed. And I was like, at first, like I said, I was kind of upset about that because I was like, you could have strung this out into this really cool mystery over an hour and a half and you just reveal it right away. But the reveal isn't the focus of the story. The rest of the plot is. And I ended up really enjoying that. So I was kind of like, okay, but then why'd you make it a mystery? Because we kind of knew right away anyway. And it was kind of in the marketing. Like, even the poster says, like, something. The poster is like, the one made for you or something.
Yeah.
It's something vague that you could take multiple ways.
I mean, it's not the first AI companion movie.
Right.
People who have seen them could have definitely guessed this.
Sure.
Isn't the poster like her, like with the eyes too?
Oh, is it? I didn't see
I gotta
that.
double check that because
Let me look at the poster really quick. Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't even realize that. Her eyes are completely white, which isn't like a real shot in the movie, I don't think.
It's just, well, I don't know if that's a spoiler either, but it's just like...
Yeah, it says, a new kind of love story from the creators of Barbarian. You fucking liars. It's one producer. He's not the creator of it, you dipshit.
From the creators.
It's not.
That's legal. Creators defined as...
It must be multiple producers, because I only found one producer in common, but there must be multiple producers, because the writer-director is not the same guy, and there's only one writer. So I hate marketing, dude. It's all bullshit. And yeah, it says, find someone made just for you. And so it's weird because like the first trailer doesn't let on at all, from what I remember, that she's a robot.
Right.
I don't remember that in the first trailer at all. And then the second trailer, they just like veer and be like, oh, we're doing this. I'm like, is it a mystery or not? Make up your mind. Because I wish I had gone in not knowing that. And I still wasn't fully confident that was true. Because like I said, I didn't watch the full second trailer. Or I was just like some random one-line thing that I heard or read that made me go, oh, she's a robot. And I didn't even know if it was true or not. But then I was like, I can hear it in the dialogue. It's going to be true. And then I forget what else was said. But I, for some reason, picked up on somebody else is a robot too. And and I was wrong on who it was. I thought it was going to be Sergei. I thought he was going to be a robot too.
Okay.
It ended up not being him. It was Patrick was a robot as well. But so I was like, all right, there's multiple robots here. There's some sort of scheme going on, and so I thought that there was something going on. I was half right about that, but then like that wasn't the point of the movie, and I was like, oh, huh, interesting.
I definitely didn't have much of an inkling that she was a robot, but from the poster, it seemed like there was something going on.
Yeah, I was kind of leaning more toward demonic shit.
Yeah, I thought it was possession, because like you see people's eyes roll back.
Yeah.
And just regular
the
like,
hand over the fire in the first the first
that would have made sense too, yeah.
And I was just like I thought in the first trailer it was like a dream sequence. I'm like, that's not literally gonna happen. But so like there was no indication that I knew that she was a robot. And then, yeah, I had it semi-spoiled for me by the marketing. Stupid marketing.
That's the classic intention of the marketing. By the second film, if you don't have the entire plots, you're failing. Stupid. Or by the second trailer.
Yeah. So you thought it was something demonic too going in? Or? Going
in, yeah, because I didn't remember the trailer, and just seeing the poster and such, like the white eyes, I would have never guessed robots. That looks demonic possession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when she murdered the guy, what were you thinking that whole first 20 minutes then?
Well, they very clearly hint that there's something up with her.
Yeah.
And there wasn't really much demonic at first. I felt like
it could have been like some sort of weird cult situation.
I felt like something else was going to be revealed. I thought that was like self-defense, essentially. I thought that was actual self-defense, and then it's not connected to the possession, and then later on we're going to find out what's really going on here, and somehow that's going to play some...
Yeah, it's some sort of rape cult type thing.
Yeah, and then it turned out to be very different from that. But revealed pretty quickly.
Yeah, which, like I said, I was disappointed at first, because, like I said, this could have been a really cool mystery. Like, ooh, what's going on? And they keep dancing around it, putting it in the dialogue in plain sight, but then, haha, you don't know what I'm talking about, even though some of us did. And then they just drop the act so quick and go, nope, yep, that's what it's about. I'm like, and that's why I was so disappointed at first. I'm like, stretch it out, make something out of it. But like I said, that's not the point of the movie. So I don't entirely understand why they did it at all then. Why not just show she's a robot in the first scene? What were we waiting for if it's just going to be a quick reveal in the first 20 minutes anyway? I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I wonder if that was to make it more of a mystery, some of the other people that are in this movie.
Didn't add anything to me.
It didn't add a lot. Like, I didn't quite see Patrick coming, but like... it didn't add a crazy amount that there's more people.
Either.
No, it just made... For some reason, I expected the women to be that, just because that kind of made sense with the commentary.
Also fit with the commentary of the...
But
I guess we can talk about the commentary now. The commentary is very pro-feminist.
Yeah.
Like I said, which I guess isn't a spoiler, but it's like along with the same thing with like Barbarian and Blink Twice. It's very much about women are in control, and it's about them learning how to break free from that control. It's funny because all of these movies, I guess not Blink Twice, but Barbarian and this, they're both pro-feminist concepts from a male perspective, and it's like... I think that's why Blink Twice worked the best of the three for me, probably, was it was an actual woman writing it, and it's like, I feel like women can tell this story a little bit better.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens when you get writers who understand what
they're talking about.
Yeah. A little more personal connection.
Because both this and Barbarian, it's a feminist message, but the focus is on how pathetic the men are.
Yeah.
And whereas Blink Twice, sure, that's a theme, the patheticness of some of the male characters, but it's more on the women and what they're trying to overcome and how they can band together and break free. Kind of like the Barbie comparison I had for that. See, there's a Barbie connection from Blink Twice to that. What is the Barbie? There is no Barbie connection from this movie, where it's like clearly a man wrote it and it's a very different style. I'm not saying it's bad, but like... men have different focuses when they do feminist projects. I mean, like, that was my biggest complaint when it was like Poor Things, was I was like, this feminist manifesto type movie, very clearly written and directed by a man and over-sexualized and all that shit. I'm just like, I prefer when women tell the stories about women personally, but I digress.
Well, this is man's world. We got the man's gaze.
Yeah.
The male gaze.
There was a couple of them. Couple of male gays in this movie, actually. Yeah.
Listen. Progressive movie.
No female gays though.
Not that progressive, but you know,
I'm getting there.
First step.
Yeah.
See, just imagine the world where Kat and why can I not remember the main character's name? I've got almost everybody else's like character named out, but
Iris.
Named
yes. After the song that was playing when she was delivered, which I thought was a clever little thing. Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls was playing on the boombox when they delivered the doll, and I guess that was why he named her that. They didn't say that, but why else would he name her that while that song was playing?
Makes sense.
I don't know. But yeah, Iris and Kat, power couple. If
yeah.
only.
Yeah, if only.
I don't know how, and I guess it's a commentary on the patheticness of this dude, but like when there's, and maybe there wasn't, because he said that there was a will they won't they sexual tension with him and her, and other people kind of read that too. I don't know if there was any truth to that at all, but I'm like, if you have a possibility of being with a woman that looks like that, why are you buying a sex robot? But I guess it kind of furthers the point of how pathetic he is, and he'd rather have a woman he can control than a real woman anyway.
Yeah, cats too.
Cats never do what you want them to do. They don't listen at all.
She's too strong-willed, man.
Yeah, that's what makes her hot.
What, you want a woman with a mind of her own?
Shocking, I know. I love that reveal, by the way, when it was, and now we're starting to get in actual spoilers. Spoilers if you care. But like she gets the app to see like the settings that she's on, and intelligence was at 40, and she's like fucking typical. Like of course you don't want somebody smart or strong-willed or anything. But yeah, I mean that's the commentary, I guess. Plus, like I said, there is no actual confirmation that Kat has likes, I don't remember his name, but Jack Quaid's character at all. Like she never says she does. It's just the other guys all assuming that, so maybe it's just because she's a girl and they're like, well, of course you like that guy. I don't know that.
Yeah. It's just,
but if there were any truth to her liking him at all, then what the hell are you doing fucking around with a robot? He's pathetic. Okay. All right, fine.
Yeah, no, I did not catch any actual will they won't they from them.
I think that was just some bullshitting.
Yeah, I very much felt like that was just some embellishment for the story, and a little over embellishment too, to like try to sell it, but he's just bigging himself up way too much.
Yeah, the only thing that made me think maybe there was some sort of history or some sort of actual tension there was when they're like, all right, we're gonna split up, and then the guy's like, what are you two fucking? So it seemed like there was some sort of history there.
They definitely have some sort of history. I just didn't catch sexual
tension. Yeah,
it was just as the movie progressed, it's clear that they were partners in some sort, but she's
not sick of his shit.
Yeah,
because she also thinks he's pathetic.
Yeah,
and she was just in this to get money. She didn't actually care about him. And she was sick of his shit, which is obvious because, I mean, he's pathetic. He's an idiot. He's a loser. Everything he does is based around that idea, which like it starts to get a little bit hit you over the head with the commentary, where it's like, you know, the character almost becomes a little one-dimensional, where it's like he's got nothing going for him. He's a moron.
He really dove into that I am the crazy incel man territory at the end.
Because the world hates straight white men and is ganging up on us, and people like me can't succeed in this world. I was like, yeah.
It was so funny, because like after the reveal that she's a robot, and you see the settings and stuff, and they talk about how I think he had to jailbreak her to give her the ability to harm or whatever.
Right. He stuck a USB into his phone.
Yeah, and it's like,
you know, as you do, especially in the future, by the way, because USBs are on the way out now, but we're gonna in 15 years have them attached to our phones.
Yeah, no, when they make a comeback.
Yeah.
You know, retro. It's like vinyl.
Yeah. It's like vinyl.
So, like they kind of
just imagining having a like a cassette and just smacking it into your phone. Get in there. Play, damn it.
They make him feel like some incredible genius for part of the film. Like I know they know it's supposed to be.
Really?
It kind of feels that way for like He's the only one really doing much of the technology interfacing, and he's got the robot. And at the beginning of the movie,
like an app, though.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure. At the beginning of the movie, you don't know he's renting her.
Yeah.
Right? I thought maybe he created her. Maybe he's programming her.
That idea.
I didn't until there's the new other companion. I didn't catch that this might just be some big industry thing.
No, I figured immediately that he bought her, and it turns out he rented her. But yeah, I figured this was some her type situation where people are aware that this is happening, but it's early enough on that there's a stigma around it.
Yeah.
So that's why he brings it to the party, and people are like, you're bringing your fuck toy to the party? All right, buddy. Get a life. Especially the women, because women would especially hate you bring your fucking fleshlight out at a party. Like, oh, meet Janice. Hey, everybody. What are you doing?
Hey, but as we learned with Patrick, they have nothing to fear. The robots are coming for everyone, not just the women.
Right.
Maybe we don't.
Was that a pun? Was that an innuendo? The robots are coming for everybody?
I didn't mean that, but I'll take it.
Take it. That's why I didn't have a reaction. I was too flabbergasted by that. But, and I don't want to say, going back to the Jack Quaid character, I don't want to say people like that don't exist.
Yeah.
But when you have the opportunity to write a character, I feel like you should take that opportunity to make them more than one-dimensional, you know? And so that's where I'm like, it's a very one-note character, and I wish there was... I know it's like there are people that are incels, that are stupid, that are self-centered, have small penises. I know all of that, and that's plenty of people that describes. But when you have the opportunity to write a character, why not make them at least feel a little bit more dynamic, you know?
It was interesting, because, like, when they're having their banter at the end, he kind of devolves into that incel guy. She kind of devolves into just the incels, too. It's just...
Yeah, she
I know you have a small dick.
Yeah, and
a statistically below average penis.
Yeah. And that's why it gets so frustrating, because it's like, I feel like there's a lot that's wrong with that agenda when it's like, okay, I know that there's a group of people that are stupid and wrong or whatever, and just because you want to overcome that or combat that doesn't mean you have to stoop to their level. And so, like, it gets a little bit silly when you devolve into playground insults, like, oh, he's got a small penis. And it's like, okay, like, that makes it mean less to me. Or, like, and this is slightly off topic, but it's like, it's been on my mind because you see people say this all the time, where it's like, it's a very common phrase now on social media, maybe just Twitter, where it's like, women are saying, like, post-breakup, remember, while you're healing, he's balding. And I'm like,
he's balding.
Are you healing, though, because you're saying something so dumb? Because, like, I'm not saying you're wrong, but if you're healing, you should be concentrated on yourself and you getting better and your growth, not something bad happening to them.
No, you see,
right?
that's part of the healing process.
No, it's not, Justin.
Inflicting pain on those I feel have wronged me. Revenge, a great part of the healing process.
And so if, like, you're trying to have this message, this pro-feminist message that I agree with and I love,
right,
and you're saying these group of guys are pathetic, cool.
Fair.
But call them pathetic and then move on. Don't say you're pathetic and you got a small dick. Like that, you're making yourself pathetic by doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like you're defeating yourself.
There has to
that
be...
messaging is...
There has to be better wrap-up speeches for this sort of thing. Like the final empowerment speech.
Yeah.
And there have been solid ones, but, like, this wasn't the greatest. This was, you suck, you're a loser, a loner, a small dick, and I have power now.
Yeah.
You can't harm me anymore.
And see, that's the difference. I'm not saying just because it was a female writer that fixes the problem, because, like I said, those female Twitter users say that dumb shit. But, like, in Blink Twice, I don't remember her attacking Channing Tatum's dick size. Then again, maybe his dick is too big to try to attack him with that. I don't know.
Your tiny dick. Oh shit.
Well, all right. You're above average. Damn it. But, like, she was focused on empowering herself and the other women, you know? Like, she wasn't like, and I'm gonna belittle you because you're a fucking idiot or whatever. Like, so I feel like that's where the difference is. And I feel like when you're trying to empower yourself or your group of people, whatever that may be, whether it's a gender or a race or whatever, you should be empowering yourselves, not belittling the others around you, even if they're the people punching down at you. But that's the words of a white man. What do I know?
See, listen, you could climb up to the other people's level, right?
Right.
But it's a lot faster to tear them down on your way up.
Get out of here.
I ain't climbing all the fucking way up there.
It certainly is easier. It certainly is. I just feel like it is less effective. But I feel like that's a nitpick. I overall enjoyed the movie a lot. Like I said, some of the messaging is a little baseball bat-esque.
Yeah.
But I love the visuals. I thought visually it looked great. There was brief moments of gore that were a lot of fun.
Yeah, that cop was.
By the way, that cop's a fucking idiot. You see some guy walking towards you. You've got a gun pointed at his chest saying, "Don't come any closer." For like 15 steps, fucking shoot the guy.
Well, you see, this wasn't the social commentary of the movie.
He's a white
Yeah,
man.
he's white. If he were black, he would have taken that first step.
Boom, 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 boom. Don't move, bam. He moved. May have been before I said don't move, but he moved.
Yeah. You immediately pull out fire sticks off. Stop moving.
I was like, how are you just gonna let him come up to you and
That
punch
was
you in the
bad.
fucking face?
He was so close.
Yeah.
He literally, he had almost the muzzle on the guy's chest before he ripped it off.
Yeah.
And that first shot, I guess, got moved, but it's whatever. And then the face crushing was kind of funny.
That was see, and that was a moment that reminded me of Barbarian. Like, see, I can tell it's the same director. It wasn't. I hate marketing. It's a little high. Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas wasn't directed by Tim Burton. Liars.
I will say some of the rules around the settings for her were pretty interesting. Now, a few of them are classic robot rules.
It was iRobot in a nutshell.
Yeah. Some of them were classic, but it's nice to see somewhat of an intelligence meter. The language, being stuck on a different language setting
that was cool.
That was interesting.
I thought that was clever by her too to do that, because like she knew she couldn't lie, so she switches languages so he won't be able to understand her. It doesn't end up working out for her, but she thinks it's.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it would, especially in a technological age where I could just use a translator.
Yeah, well, we don't know what year this is.
I don't know, but they got robot companions, so I would think they have translators on phones.
Maybe, I don't know. I thought the cop was Kevin Bacon for a split second when he first popped out, but then I was like, he's too young. He's young Kevin Bacon though. I really wanted him to be Kevin Bacon.
It would have been funny. That honestly made the face crushing even funnier.
Yeah, I loved some of the storytelling elements too. When so she bumps up her intelligence to 100%, which they say puts you at like an Ivy League grad level. Doesn't make you a supercomputer, but makes you just smart. And so then she starts planning out what she should do. So she's like, I should hitchhike, and then it shows what would happen if she tried, and goes, nope, shouldn't do that. All right, well, I should walk home. Nope, can't do that. By the time I get home, I'm gonna get shot in the face because he's already gonna be home. So I thought that was cool, like to see the alternate scenarios play out like that a couple different times. Also with the false memory flashbacks of like when they first met and stuff, and then they reprogram Patrick so then he sees the same, basic stock scene footage played out again, but then they replace it with the other guy, and I thought that was cool because like you already saw him meet Eli, and now it's replaced out with Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan's son.
Young Quaid.
Yeah, young Quaid.
No, it was interesting because I wasn't sure, because like he has a scene with Iris. Young Quaid, and and Patrick and Eli have their own scene, and I wasn't 100% sure. Like, is that a scene you come up with? Is that like a stock scene that you? They say it's just one of the options or whatever. Yeah. So it was interesting to be able to just place yourself in that. Probably should have picked a different one, though.
I don't think he had enough time.
No, he's not thinking rationally at the time. I get that, but it didn't work out for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed a lot of the filmmaking stuff. Or like, people making decisions and them having immediate consequences, like, or maybe not immediate, but like permanent consequences. So the guy, he takes the one robot to go chase after the other robot, so he puts his aggression up to 100%, but then he leaves it there. So then when he tells him, hey, stop Cat from leaving, he stabs her in the back.
Yeah.
And he's like, why did you do that? And it's like, because the aggression was 100. He stopped her, didn't
stop
he?
her.
Yeah. So I like that too. I also liked how she's just like, there was a moment where like, that's around the time that it's just, they've really started leaning into the incel take with the main guy. And so then he's like, why'd that happen? I didn't want that to happen. What is it? And the girl just goes like, just shut up for once in your life. I don't want to hear you right now. And she just goes to sit and die. And I thought that was really fun. I liked that. She's just like, I'm about to die. I'm dying right now. The last thing I want to hear, actually, I don't want the last thing that I hear to be you. So shut up. You find out that the Sergei's character, all of his passwords are which Russian person?
Oh, gosh.
Some Russian person's birthday. I forget now which, if it was Lenin or Marx or whoever that Stalin's birthday, I think it was. Everything was Stalin's birthday. And so he's like, Stalin's birthday. And he grabs the phone and goes, the fuck is Stalin's birthday? He goes and looks for Stalin's biography on the wall. I like that, because it's not just like, oh, of course, Stalin's birthday.
We all know that.
Yeah, it's like you have to figure it out.
1854.
Also, by the way, that was one of my favorite references to the fact that she was a robot before they reveal that she's a robot, is his pet name for her is Beep Boop.
Beep Boop, yeah.
I thought that was so funny.
It was such a weird one until it's like, oh, Beep Boop.
Well, I mean, you get weird pet names, so it kind of makes sense. Beep Boop.
I was a little too caught up on my thinking it might be demonic to really catch Beep Boop right away.
I even said it to you. I was like, Beep Boop. Did he say Beep Boop? This is a SpongeBob episode. Beep Boop Boop Bop.
Yeah.
Bop Boop Beep Boop.
Oh gosh.
We have been very lucky. Either this is going to be a fantastic year of film, or it's just really front loaded.
Yeah, it was just January.
Yeah.
That was a January movie.
Yeah.
So
January for some reason was just really fucking good, and it's all downhill from here.
Yeah, we've yet to see any February movie, but
oh god, I know. This was the first week though that I liked both movies, I think. Like every week it's been like one good, one bad. And I think this was the first week that was too good, wasn't it?
This was definitely the closest I've had the two films. Like, he's usually that one pretty mediocre one.
Yeah.
And Dogman
was good.
was not.
Dogman was good. They were both good. I like this more than Dogman, but they were both good.
I agree with that, but yeah, no, this was not. It's like fucking Flight Risk or...
no.
God, what's the one we saw the week before that one? The bad one.
Wolfman,
yeah.
Yeah.
This is not
bad,
close.
but entertaining. Everything's been bad, but all of the bad ones have been entertaining.
Yeah. Flight Risk
except
did
for
have
you.
Many
you
moments.
didn't see The Last Showgirl with me. That was just bad. That wasn't entertaining at all.
It's been a little while since I've seen one of those. Oh, this is totally off topic. Not
wonderful, perfect for the podcast.
Yeah, I saw Amelia Perez.
Oh, you saw it. How was it? I still haven't seen it.
Holy fuck.
Oscar nominated.
Yeah, it's the
film.
craziest shit in the world. Some of the worst music in a musical ever.
I'm sure. I've seen clips.
Some of the craziest choreography, some of the craziest Spanish from Selena Gomez, who I kind of feel bad for, as I found out she only had a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild.
I love how after the fact, after the movie came out, the director was like, no, she's not Mexican, she's Californian.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
that's
oh, okay, yeah, that's sure, obviously. But also, and I know I've said this before, I don't know if I said it on camera, but the fact that, like, it's a French director making a movie about Mexicans refusing to cast any Mexicans.
What do you say?
Did you hear that there was a Mexican film that they made about French people?
Oh, yeah.
It was all Mexicans.
Yeah.
They're just like, fuck you, we're doing it back.
Well, listen. That is, if I heard this correctly, I heard that French director said he didn't feel there were any good Mexican actors that could be in that film.
An entire country worth of people, no good actors at all.
Well, listen. Maybe that other movie felt there's no French actors that could be in there. I don't know.
Not that I thought it was going to win all 13 Oscars it was nominated for or anything, but I just hope that is the nail in the coffin that leads to it winning 0. And so we can all just pretend it didn't happen, just like Suicide Squad and their Oscar. We can just pretend it didn't happen and move on.
Suicide Squad was nominated?
I think it won. You never saw the DVD cover that the whole cover is just, hold on, I need to show you this. The whole cover is just Oscar or like Academy Award winning Suicide Squad.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's the Blu-ray cover that they went with.
Oh my God.
It's just, did you know? Did you know we won a fucking Oscar? Anyway, anything else to say about this movie? I liked it.
No, I liked it too. Not as much as you, but I did like it.
Maybe I'm agreeing with you more now about a 7 instead of a 7.5. But it's still in that range. I definitely wouldn't give it an 8 anymore after having talked about it. I think just because, like I said, the characters being a little too one-dimensional and the commentary being a little bit too blunt. Not blunt, but like ham-fisted.
Yeah.
And comparing it to movies like Blink Twice made me go, yeah, this could have been written better. But I really enjoyed it. I really did. Even for the flaws that were in there. And there aren't a lot. It's just nitpicks here and there.
Yeah.
So
honestly, these style of movies, or with these messaging, has been pretty solid recently.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's a pretty, like you said, it's a pretty common style that's going to stay common right now because people are enjoying it. It allows, white men to feel guilty, which we love to do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, give me more. I'll take seconds, thank you. Let me hate myself so then I don't have to actually change my life. I can just be like, I watched the movie and now I feel better.
Listen, you support it. You had the message told to you. And you're gonna take that to heart while you go home.
Yeah, it means I'm doing something. I'm an ally. Fuck the patriarchy as I benefit from it. I tell you, when I was first showing The Softening to people in like clips and stuff, I hadn't actually shown the movie to anybody yet. I think it was the day I was having the screener. A guy came up to me guessing what the movie was going to be about, and he was like, he thought it was going to be one of these kind of movies. And I was like, oh, interesting that you would think I would write a movie like this. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I certainly didn't. But I just looked at it and was like, no, that's not what it's about. But interesting guess. This movie is not about that at all, actually.
Now, movie 3, on the other hand.
I've actually noticed that, like, even though both my movies are pro-feminist light, it doesn't really get into it, but it especially the second one, talk about women in a way and gives them a voice and stuff. And the first movie, too, to an extent, although it's mostly focused on Ted, it's kind of making this strange woman, the Devon character, important and giving her a voice. I realized that, I forget what the rule is, or what there's like a feminist way of watching movies that, like, in order to pass, the Bechdel test. Yeah. In order to pass the Bechdel test, you need two women to talk to each other in a scene and not talk about a man. Yeah. I've noticed that neither of my movies pass that test, even though I feel like they're both feminist in a way. They do not pass the Bechdel test.
Some false feminists right there. Gotta get with the times.
Well, this movie, I think, didn't pass the Bechdel test either. Did it?
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Because I guess Kate and...
There's only like 2 female characters for the majority of the movie.
And when they talk together, it's kind of about the guy. It's kind of like mysteriously hidden a little bit at first, but it pretty much about guys.
Do they talk at all outside of the first like party scenario?
Not alone together directly, I don't think.
I don't know if this passes the Bechdel test. See, that's why we need women writing these movies. Blink Twice for sure passed it.
I'm pretty sure someone made a...
Passes in the first scene.
Yeah.
It's 2 women at work talking. That's why women are important. Even when men think that they're representing them, it's still men talking.
So, okay, there's 3 parts to the test.
I didn't know that. I only knew one.
No, you said all of it.
Oh, but
it's 3 parts.
Okay.
The first part is having at least 2 named women in it.
Okay.
Second is who talk to each other.
Okay.
Third is about something besides a man.
So I didn't realize that then. So the Softening doesn't pass it for even more reasons, because the strange woman's not a real name.
Oh, yeah.
So it's Rachel. Is there another female character with a name? There's Cake Lady. There's Party Goer. Selena. Okay. All right. But they don't talk to each other.
Nope. You only got one.
Yeah. And then the second one, there's 4 female named characters, but they don't talk to each other at any point. All right, well, I think that's it. Yeah. I think we have fully derailed this train.
A little bit.
We fail the Bechdel test every time we make a podcast.
Yeah, we don't even get one.
Thanks for watching or listening or whatever you do. The support all helps. We appreciate it. Once again, let us know in the comments below if you saw it, what you thought of it. Also, don't forget to like, share, rate us. All that stuff helps. Thanks, guys. Bye.
See ya.
We'll be back soon. That's only in a couple days.